Alfonso's a college student, juggling school and his side hustle as a door dasher. He was on a typical run when a strange order popped up. It was for 4 drinks, nothing else, and it came with a $100 tip. That tip alone was enough to cover his groceries for the week. So despite the oddness, he accepted the order without hesitation. The delivery address led him to the outskirts of town, where old forgotten houses sat rotten in the woods. As Jake GPS directed him down a narrow, overgrown road, a sense of unease settled in his chest. He slowed to a stop in front of a large, dilapidated house, the kind that looked like it had been abandoned for years. The roof sagged and the windows was dark, but the door was slightly ajar. Maybe someone's renovating it, Alfonso muttered to himself as he grabbed the drinks and headed up the crumbling steps. The house was silent, eerie, so as he cautiously approached the open door, he called out, but no one answered. There wasn't even a faintest sign of life. He could just leave the drinks on the porch and go, but something urged him to step inside and leave them by the door. Maybe the customer didn't hear him. As he crossed the threshold, the air felt colder. He set the drinks on a dusty table just inside the door and turned to leave. That's when he heard a soft creak in the floorboards above him. His heart raced, but he forced himself to stay calm. He bolted for the door, making his way back to the porch. He practically jogged down the steps, hoping to get back to his car as fast as possible. When Alfonso reached his car, his stomach dropped. His front tire had been slashed, the rubber torn to shreds. Panic surged through him as he realized he was stranded. The $100 tip, it all made sense now. The drinks wasn't the real order, he was. His blood ran cold as he glanced back at the house. Shadows shifted behind the cracked windows. People were inside watching him. He could feel their eyes on him. He wasn't just delivering drinks, he had been lured here. Without hesitation, Jack bolted down a dirt road. His heart pounded in his chest. The thick trees on either side seemed too close in as he ran, the eerie silence now filled with faint, distant laughter. He could hear footsteps behind him, gaining on him, the voices low and guttural. He didn't look back, he didn't dare. His mind raced. There was no signal this far out. Calling for help wasn't an option. His only hope was to outrun whoever or whatever was in that house. His shoes pounded the dirt, lungs burning as adrenaline surged through him. He could feel the presence behind him, a dark, malicious intent that only grew stronger with each step. The road stretched endlessly in front of him, but Jack kept running. There was no turning back. He had to escape, or he'll become the next meal.